So I'll give a recap of last session. Last session we covered basics like Onkar, Nadis, chakras, how to breathe, right way of breathing. We gave the advantages or what is better, what activities are better when which nadi is active. Today we will be covering Bandh, some mudras, Kapalbhati and Anulom Vilom. So as I said, I'll reiterate that we start and end every session of our yogic kriyas, of pranayam kriyas with Onkar. So let us correct our posture. Uh, Parvatasana, stretch your hands up, complete stretch. Your eyes straight, looking straight. So it should not be like neck bent down. Even neck is straight, head is straight. And let the hands all limp in your lap. We also discussed that for this to be a lotus posture, Padmasana, these two, and these two are the petals which are required. We'll talk about this mudra in today's session. So while doing the yogic kriyas, it is recommended that you use bandh, mool bandh. Now what are bandh? So bandh is blockages. These are blocks which block flow of prana, that is the air and energy between certain points. So the basic and most important bandh is mool bandh. Mool bandh is you need to contract your anal muscles like you would do when you want to stop peeing. You contract your anal muscles, okay, and that has to be there from start to end. Now if you fully concentrate only on that, you would not be able to concentrate on your pranayama. So you need to just think that I want to do this. With habit that will happen. Sometimes in between, then when there is a break and we are discussing something else, you can again check whether your bandh is on. But you do not put your mind and focus on keeping the mool bandh on. For mool bandh, I will give you one practice which is a very vital mudra, Vajravali mudra, where you need to contract your anal muscles and relax, contract and relax. Okay, that increases blood circulation in that area, and some of your stomach problems like constipation, some of the reproductive organs related irregularities will get corrected because of that. Because normally that area does not get a proper blood circulation, just contract, release. Now this mudra can be done anytime, anywhere, before food, after food, before sleeping, while working, on desk, because nobody can see it, and this is something which is so vital. It will give you a practice and you will be able to do mool bandh. Second thing is this will increase your stamina also in general. So that you don't have to make that mudra as part of your yogic procedures. This is to be done anytime during the day. But it is good to do that practice. There are other bandhs, I'll just mention them to you. That there is Uddiyan bandh, Jalandhar bandh, which requires you to block the air in this area. So when is this done? This is done when, particularly when you are doing in pranayam. Purak means taking in, Rechak means exhaling. Kumbhak is something which is where when you are holding breath, and you are not applying band, then it may create pressure on your nerves and you may have a lot of side effects. So this I tell everybody that there is a lot of material on yoga, but if there is some half knowledge, that can be dangerous. So if somebody is teaching pranayama but not telling you about bandh, then that is a half knowledge. You need to know proper bandh which to apply when before getting into pranayama. That is why we are not doing pranayama. What we are doing is Shuddhi Kriyas. After 3 months, we will check if people have practiced and they actually have understood some of the basics and they are practicing it correctly. Only then we can move to pranayama. Pranayama has tremendous benefits, but if it is done wrongly, it can be equally harmful. So we'll start with Omkar as always. Correct your posture. Exhale, breathe out, fill in. Pitch dark, vast, infinite universe around you. Nothing that you can see or hear. At the center of your chest, a lamp gets lighted, flooding the whole Garbhagriha of your temple, which is your body. So you can imagine a temple shape in your body in Padmasana. It gets filled. A mild, golden, soothing light, pitch dark everywhere, and this golden lighted divine object that you can see. And from the depths of the universe, you hear a deep humming sound. You want to do Manas Omkar by mind. So as soon as you finish 3 Omkars, you should be continuing in that. In your mind, that sound continues. And then you are doing this imagination. Look at the scene again. Exhale. Fill in. So ideally these things are to be done in Padmasana. If not, I told you Ardha Padmasana. Only one leg over that. And even if that is difficult, for people with lot of obesity or stiffness due to age, even that is difficult, they can sit in normal Sukhasana. This is called as Sukhasana. I have seen some people for whom Sukhasana also is very difficult. So then they can adjust their sitting. And you need to try and practice, but don't do anything which will give you a lot of pain and you will have to stretch, because if you are doing that, then you will not be able to focus on your uh, real yoga. Okay, so now we'll take Kapalbhati. No, sorry. We'll first take the most important mudra after Onkar before we start is we want to build humility, remove excess pride from us. We do Naman Mudra. Naman Mudra again, you will have to go up, uh, breathing in and go down, breathing out. Naman is like a prayer mudra. You go down, you don't have to necessarily pray to any deity or anything or any religion, but this is something which will calm you down. When you are very tired also, this will be something, it will bring a lot of your blood flow to your head and it will cool you down. Now I'll tell you a generic principle. When you are doing any activity where you are any asana, where your chest is going to get expanded, like for example, I'm lifting hand or I'm lifting, moving my hand sideways, my chest is getting expanded. When I'm bending down, when I'm bending sideways, my chest is getting compressed. Anything that expands, you need to breathe in at that time, and anything that is compressing, breathing out has to be synchronized with that. So breathe in slowly, and your breathing has to synchronize with your hand movement. Hands up in air, folded, because we are calling it Naman Mudra. And while breathing out, slowly you go down. As much as you can down. Ideally, you should be touching down your head, nose. In that position, you need to continue breathing, short half breaths. Exhale and stretch your hands. While breathing in, come up. Breathing out, you take your hands down. There are two variations of this. One is on the bending down is on towards your left, and one is towards your right. But today we will not take it up. You repeat this procedure again. In, go down, exhaling. Exhale, stretch your hands. Breathing out, bring your hands down. So the position when you are going down, there is some pressure on your stomach, which is good for your digestive system. After that, we'll take up Kapalbhati. We always start Kapalbhati, and you have to remember that Kapalbhati, initially to begin with, you need to build heat, and so Kapalbhati has to start with Surya Nadi, which is right. Right is heat, left is cooling. Surya is sun. There is a Nadi Shodhan procedure and Surya Bhedan Pranayam, which talks about breathing from Surya Nadi and breathing out from Chandra Nadi, which is not practiced today because it creates a lot of heat. But let us remember this, that in Kapalbhati always start with right nostril, which is closing left, and uh, your right nostril is open. Yoga believes that there are millions of nadis in your body, but key nadis, the most important, are 108, 108, 54 on the right side, 54 on the left side. So when we are going to do Kapalbhati, with right nostril, we are going to do 54 times. With left, we are going to do 54 times. Okay, and not more. If somebody finds 54 also very difficult, they can go for 36. That is difficult, then 21 or whatever you can comfortably. But 54 for average person should not be so difficult. So I'm closing my left nostril. Breathe out completely. Now Kapalbhati, sorry, I need to tell you this. This is not deep breathing. No, Kapalbhati is half breaths. So I'm filling my lung halfway and then the word Kapalbhati, Kapali is forehead, Bhati is brightness, so brightening forehead. But another way to look at it is Bhata is that Iron Smith's blower, the air blowing. So when he's blowing for the fire, on the fire, he is sucking in slowly, and while pushing, he is pushing the air fast. That is what is to be done in Kapalbhati. Okay, so before starting Kapalbhati, another important information: excessive doing Kapalbhati would increase your blood pressure. So people with hypertension should take care that. So there are people, schools that will tell you that to do it for 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. You will lose your. This will be good for weight loss. It is true, Kapalbhati can lose weight, but it has these side effects that excessive doing it. So anything in excess is dangerous. That's a generic principle. In fact, what is poison as defined by Gautam Buddha was that anything which is in excess of your need becomes a poison. So you eat food which is double than your normal capacity, it is going to work as a poison for you. Maybe a mild poison, maybe dangerous, depending on your condition. So doing any exercise also in excess will not be good. So we do right 54, left 54. Today we are not going to do it, but when we do it with, after that we do with both nostrils on, without blocking anything, then we can do 108. Okay, so let us close. So what do you do when you have hypertension, high blood pressure? You modify your Kapalbhati. So your throw is stronger than your breathing in, but the overall process is slower. So your breathing in also is slower, throw also is slower. So instead of you do, and this is something which will help calming your blood pressure. And when you do other kriyas like Brahmari pranayam, then you can actually get rid of uh, your very old blood pressure problems also. That too without medication. But right now, just remember that if you have high blood pressure, you modify your Kapalbhati to make it less vigorous. And for people with low blood pressure, they can do it as vigorously as they want. This normal is fine for them. Now let's start. Breathe out. Last 50 breath. Completely breathe out. As complete as you can. Hold. Now breathe in fully. And now very peacefully, very slowly, you are going to exhale. Like you are pouring oil without any turbulence. You can't even hear your breathing. And you enjoy the calm, peace as you exhale slowly. After doing every kriya, we are going to follow this. This is something that will give you this single addition to the kriya itself will give you tremendous benefits. It will cool you down. It will be, it's a detoxification process. What happens is you have done Kapalbhati. What Kapalbhati does actually is increases your lung cells capability to absorb oxygen. After doing Kapalbhati, you have breathed out completely. Now your body actually needs oxygen. When you fill up, your absorption capability is highest, and that is why you are being able to exhale so slow and so for such a long time. And then you don't have much of need for oxygen for breathing, and then you are satisfied. And in that case, when you are breathing out, then you are free to imagine what you want to, and then you imagine you are feeling peaceful, nice, calming. Now we are going to do it with Chandra Nadi 54 times. Close your right, breathe out. Complete breathe out. Stay there. Fill in. You have been breathing through Chandra Nadi, you are already feeling cool. And now as you breathe out, your heat is getting away, body heat. You are feeling cool, calm, peaceful. And this breathing out has to be so smooth you can't even hear your own breathing. So after this, we are going to take Anulom Vilom. As I said, Kapalbhati always starts with right, Anulom Vilom always starts with left. And ends with, of course, left, because Anulom Vilom cycle is complete. So I will be making my hand gesture for you to understand what I am doing. So this is my left. Okay, I don't know how you are going to see when you are looking at the video. So I first breathe in through left. 5 seconds is what I recommend, but if it is difficult, 4, 3, whatever. And you don't have to stretch. There is no, with time, your practice will increase. You'll be able to do it 5 seconds up to 20 seconds also. There is no reward for making it 20, 30, 40 seconds. You don't have to stretch. Peacefully, whatever you can do, coolly, whatever you can do, without losing your concentration and peace of mind, you can do, you should do. So when I'm breathing in, I'm going to take my hand coming up is breathing in, hand going down is breathing out. Okay, because you will not be able to see the air coming from my nose, so this becomes easier for you to understand. So when I'm breathing in from left, 5 seconds, then 5 seconds I'm breathing out slowly. Then from right, the same nostril I have done exhalation, I breathe in, then left I am breathing out. This is a cycle of Anulom Vilom. As I said, Kapalbhati, you should not do excess. Anulom Vilom, there is nothing like excess. You get time, you have time, you want to do it, you are enjoying it, you can do it more times. You could do it any odd number of times, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay. Why, I do not know. I mean, this has been the suggestion, and there is no harm in following it. So when somebody tells me to believe in something which could be completely drastic change, I need to question why, how. This is a very small procedure. Why even or why not odd and something like that. So you do any 3, 5, 7, minimum 3 times you should be doing. Okay, so we'll do it 2 more times. We have done it. No, I don't think we have done it. I have just showed you the action. So let's do it 3 times. Right, close, breathe out, fill in. Close left, right, exhalation. From right, inhale, left, exhalation. Repeat, in from left, close left, out from right, in, out from left. Now I will not tell you, do it once. Start breathing in from left. Exhale from left and exhale completely in the end. Breathe in and slowly breathe out. toxins from your body are going out. Anulom Vilom, if you're doing it comfortably, there is not much of a restriction on on you. You should not do it when you are heavy, but 3 hours, 2 hours kind of restriction is not there. You can do it comfortably anytime. You can do it before sleeping. Another mudra I wanted to tell you was Gyan Mudra. I believe you can see my fingers clearly, but I'll explain anyhow. My thumb and my index finger, the tips are touching each other, not nails, the parts that can easily touch without doing any stretching. Okay, and this is the standard Padmasana that people show. You search Padmasana on net, you'll see this figure. But this is actually in Padmasana you are doing Gyan Mudra. So why Gyan Mudra? Gyan Mudra actually helps in your Gyan. Kids, if they do Gyan Mudra, their concentration, their ability to remember will improve. Now there are some slight modifications that I have experimented in Gyan Mudra. If you are a person with very low willpower, you think that you need a strong assertive nature, more will, then this is not just touching. You are pinching, you are pressing hard, not too hard, not making it painful, but it's like a pinch. So you are doing it hard, and then you do Gyan Mudra. It will help you build willpower. If you see in palmistry or in uh, older ancient sciences, thumb is linked with willpower. Now, if you have a problem of fickleness of mind, you cannot even read one paragraph without mind getting diverted here and there. So, slight here and there, you should not modify your Gyan Mudra. Normal Gyan Mudra is going to give you benefits of memory, stability, uh, everything. But if you are really very fickle mind, then what you should do is first was normal touch, second was pinch. This is hardly touching. You don't even know whether it is touching or not. Almost touching. Okay, in that condition, if you do, first of all, it's not easy to keep it that way. You'll have to really concentrate in doing that. And that is something which will build stability of mind for you, for kids. Gyan Mudra, somebody asked that can it be done while somebody is studying, but according to me, that will be a diversion. That he wants to do, a kid is studying and he's doing this. If he can do it very easily, that's okay. But otherwise, Gyan Mudra should be done before studies, early in the morning, before sleeping, anytime you can do. Now, we move to the second part of the uh, session, which is about self-discovery. I wanted to move much faster, but people told me last time that I was going too fast, and the examples, before one example ended, you started with another example. So I'll re-explain just the first example, first story, Sunil Gavaskar story, and I hope it is going to be less crowded this time. Story is that he was he was just born, couple of days. His uncle, mama used to visit him every day, and one day he comes, he goes, and next day he comes and he says, I think our child is exchanged because our child had clear birthmark on the ear, and this is another child. The kids, many times they look similar. Even mother could not find out. So they checked. They must have become a bit angry that what kind of mistake can you do? I mean, we would have got the wrong baby all our life. They did exchange, and the story ends there. But our story starts there that before exchange, when the mother was holding the wrong baby, she would have showered all her love. She would have said that, may my years of life be given to you. Ready to sacrifice. Mothers can do it. They want some of their years to go to the child. And was she lying while doing it? Of course not. She was completely genuine while doing that. But the moment she knew it was not her baby, she dropped. Dropped means did not throw it, but dropped means dropped her from her mind. There was no association, no, all linkages broke just by this thought, mine, not mine. And just thought of another example. I'll add it. I did not cover it in previous sessions, but after exchange, do you think the lady would even think about the other baby? No, she would be caressing the correct baby. So what was the change? Change was mine and not mine. Once I know it is not mine, just like you are in a house and on you, your father says that we are staying in this house. You start taking good care of that house, and then he says, no, we are here for only 15 days. This is rented. This is not ours. Many people will stop taking good care of the house. It's very common because now it's not theirs. They'll not spend in painting the house because they are not going to be there full time. After, let's say, 1 month, doctor calls the lady and he says, no, the other child's parents are objecting. We have done DNA test and he is not their child, he is your child only. Again, you will leave this child and take the other child. Okay, 1 month you have taken care of the child. Maybe a little bit of bonding is there, but still you would want your own child. Why? Because it is mine. To you, to everyone, what is mine is of utmost importance. We stretch that example to the land dispute to give you that sense of urgency that for me it is very, very, very important to find out who am I and what is mine. Otherwise, you will be wasting your life. I had given a short additional example on the group and I will narrate that. You are standing at the bank, you are depositing your month's salary, you want to deposit in your wife's account. You call her and she says that this is the number, only the last digit. So 10 digits are right, only the last digit. I'm not sure, it may be 6 and 9, 6 or 9. They look so similar, I sometimes tend to forget. But you, only one digit is wrong, you go and deposit. Will you do that? Of course not. You will say, have you gone mad? You go home, I will wait here for 2 hours. You go home, open the checkbook, find out and give me exact account number, only then I will do it. Why? You are risking 1 month's salary, 50% risk, right? This or that. That too possibly bank can reverse it, but you are taking a risk. You do not want the risk. For that small risk of 1 month salary, you are not ready to take a risk, even though your wife is saying it's okay, you put in whatever account. How can you take risk on your whole life where you are working for your own happiness, your progress, your growth? And what if you are wrong? So you'll say that, but I believe what I am. I am what I am. I am this person. I am this. I am these relations. I am these connects. So we took that example of body parts. That a part is cut. You don't say that that was mine, but now it is not even mine. I don't say half of me is there when a hand is cut. I say that this was my part. Now it is not there. Am I telling you that you need to cut off all relations and do nothing? No, I'm just telling you that you are missing out on the best thing. If you know, so when you are giving gifts to kids, you'll feel happy. But you have your own kid, you do not want your kid to miss that gift, right? That is most important for you. So similarly, correctly knowing who am I is going to help you find a better long-term true happiness. I talked about true happiness, right? True happiness, which is irrespective of anything external, gains, losses, it's there within me. Which now I felt so happy just talking about it. I just focused within. I felt so happy because of what? Did I get something to eat? Did I get any sensory inputs which made me happy? Did I go into some memory of another pleasure? That no, this was just happiness of being yourself. So we took examples that I talked about relative happiness with the prison example. That a person in prison who is given 10 lashes every day, one day gets 5 lashes, he feels he is happier than others. The day he comes out, he sees real freedom, freedom from somebody's control. Similarly, we are talking of freedom from so many strings that we are tying to ourselves. That is the time you will realize that, oh, that was relative happiness, not a true happiness. So we are going to take some examples to demonstrate um, the happiness part. I had promised last time that I will to talk to you about the science, the physics of happiness, a pure uh, model of happiness. So let's take an example of. So first, most people ask me question that, but I eat and I actually felt happy. And what are you talking about? Is that a fake happiness? So we would redefine happiness here. So yes, you got satisfied. Okay, that is different. When you had a headache and you took painkiller, you felt better. Absolutely agreed. You your position of unease became easier, and you thought that condition was better, so you assigned a quality, a property of happiness to it. So sometimes you get itch, uncontrollable itch, and when you scratch, you feel happy, right? Till the time you are not scratching, you are so uneasy. Suppose there are some people and you are in meeting and you do not want to do like this in front of them. So you are controlling, and then as soon as they go, you do that and you feel better. Is that happiness? If that was happiness, then I would say some kid has a disease of some skin disease and he scratches, he feels better. Would you like to have that disease so that you also can scratch and feel better? No. Your preference would be not to have the disease rather than having disease and then satisfying the need. Similarly, needs of our greed, lust, and all other things, a better position is that not having the need rather than having a need, then quenching it and quenching it temporarily. Have you ever seen somebody ever fully satisfied by eating food? No, in some time that is again going to come. It's not a permanent solution. Another thing I'll tell you that suppose I'm drinking my favorite drink and the test. Uh, I'm talking of non-alcoholic drink. This is a yoga course, so do not imagine other things. So, but it is a taste that I like. It quenches my thirst. It's cool. It's nice. So I drink one, two, and then I'm asked, "Do you want to drink third?" I say maybe a sip is fine, but like that urge is not there so much. That time, some boy comes running. He has come from 10 kilometers long travel, walking, running in hot sun. He's sweating, thirsty, and you give him that glass of same juice, same drink. His satisfaction level is going to be much higher than the first person's satisfaction level. So was the satisfaction or the happiness property of that drink, or was it to do with your own personal condition? Of course, it was to do with your personal condition. So I'll take now the come to the actual example of that leads to the science of happiness. My favorite example, ice cream. How do you know it is ice cream? By its properties, right? Someone shows you ice cream and you say, will you call it a newspaper? No, of course it does not have properties of newspaper. Completely different things. So how do you know ice cream? Because it is cold, it is sweet, it has a particular flavor. Let's say chocolate ice cream. I am having a chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, some flavor. So that flavor, the taste, and the temperature, these three were its properties. Because I experienced them. When I put it in my mouth, I know it's cold. If it was not cold, if it was hot, you would call it hot chocolate, not a chocolate ice cream. So when you recognize it, you are knowing it by those properties. But come on, I also felt happy. So wasn't happiness also its property? Maybe. Okay, let's try to analyze yes or no. So happiness is a property of ice cream. You start eating, you feel happy. You start eating another scoop, another scoop. You have eaten 1 kilo. You are being forced to eat more. what would you say? You may say, I'll throw up, I'll vomit if I have one more spoon of this. At least change the flavor. You know, and how can I have same flavor continuously? And I would rather have a chili rather than having one more ice cream. So, was happiness is property? A property of a matter is something which is there in all its stages. It does not change. Then it is property of that particular thing. If ice cream had happiness as its property, it should give happiness. You would say, no, no, but things change. No, it did not change. You are still recognizing it as ice cream because it is cold, it is sweet, and it has that flavor. You said, no, at least change the flavor. So you are still getting the flavor. So I'll give you another example for the properties of matter. If there is a ring of gold, a bangle or something like that, ring, uh, and you say, oh, this is gold, okay, so gold being round is property of gold. Wrong, because it's not there in all its stages. I can make it flat, I can change that, and it is still going to remain gold. So maybe that yellow color, that particular specific gravity, those were the properties of gold which would be there in all its stages. So if you burn that gold into that Suvarna Bhasma or something that they use in Ayurveda, then it is not gold. The properties are gone. It has gold in it, but it is not gold anymore. So if you want a particular experience, a particular kind of, let's say, experience of a smell of rose, what, and I give you a lot of gold, jewelry, money, food, I give you rice, curd rice, it is not going to give me that experience of the fragrance of rose. If I need fragrance of rose, I need to experience an object of which property is that fragrance. It could be rose, it could be some perfume which is that. If I want to experience coldness, I need to experience an object which has coldness as its property, like ice cream, a water which is colder than your tongue, or a cold drink or something like that. If I want to experience blue color, I need to see something with my eyes, I need to experience that blueness. So similarly, is it not obvious that if I want to experience happiness, true happiness, I need to experience an object of which happiness is basic property? We saw ice cream did not have it. We saw, so, and this way we can go on, you can experiment, you stretch it to extremes. Any activity that gives you happiness in excess is not going to give you that happiness. While there is no excess to feeling cold. Cold, you do it after 10 days, 100 days, you touch a cold thing, it is still going to be cold to you. So for happiness, you need to experience an object which has happiness as its property, which I am saying is your pure self. I am not asking you to accept it now. We are going to prove it over some time that how happiness is a property of that. But you need to at least understand that these other things, it was a temporary feeling of happiness and it did not stay for long term, so it cannot be a property of that object. So when you want something, you get it. You want admission in some particular college, you get it, you are happy. You don't get it, you are unhappy. The same thing, yes or no. So it is a dependent happiness again. And again, that is not permanent. Your ability to taste, you are going to lose your teeth someday. You are going to lose your capacity of taste someday. Would you say that a person who has had nice food goes to a 5-star hotel and in a nice lovely cup he has a sip of tea, and compare that with someone who is tired and has come home, a farmer, and in a broken cup he gets tea and he feels satisfied. So nothing to do with how much you have, but I'll actually share a screen to make it clearer to you. I think you can see it now. You see two tables. On the right side there is a table, wooden table. There's a plate, some old plate with some bread and chili and some basic, very basic food. On the left, I can see a plush, beautiful seat, which is comfortable, not as hard as the wooden chair, and Table filled with all the best kind of food, desserts, and lot of variety. Which is happier position? Now, don't give me a ideal answer that no, it doesn't make a difference to me. Everything is same. No, of course. Even I would prefer, given a choice, I would prefer a better seat, better food. Who doesn't want everything, whether it is true, permanent or non-permanent happiness? I want that happiness. If given a choice, I would take that. But I want to expand the picture. We are seeing only a short part. We are not. Now I changes the picture. Now you see that there is a sharp, heavy sword hanging above this chair. It is attached to a very thin thread. It may snap anytime. Now, is this a preferable seat? Possibly not, because you may think, no, it's too much of risk. Or even if somebody prefers that, no, but I love that food, I will take the risk. Okay, you'll find out people, this is an extreme example, but you'll find out people doing this kind of mistakes that for temporary benefit, they lose on long-term advantages. But whoever is sitting here is constantly going to be anxious. He would be thinking, if I hear slightest sound of the sword falling, I'm going to jump out. I do not want to die. Okay, and here it's peaceful. I mean, like simple food, but there is no tension. This I'm telling you just to explain that the happiness or a better position is not property of how much you have. It is a property of how much you have and how many other problems you have. So it's a function of both things, that tension, pressure, anxiety, stress, insecurity, all these things and what you have, they count. So it is clear what I am telling you seems to be logical, that you need to, this is not true happiness. I still get questions from people, participants. They say, can't we do just yoga? Why can't we do only yoga, and why do we have to do all this happiness stuff and who am I and all that? I'm not interested in that. Sorry, I cannot do that, because this course is of happiness, and if I have to give you happiness, only yoga, it may cure you. It may cure you from some higher unhappiness to a lesser unhappy stage. But if you have to actually be happy, you will have to understand this, and we will have to combine this and that together. So why is there so much reluctance after logically being convinced that I need to go to a higher level of happiness? Simple reason. Same reason when I tell my intelligent friends who are doing job somewhere, and I think they can do much more. I tell them, why are you not starting something of your own? That then you can actually go take this to very great heights. Here you are listening to some nonsense from people who are less intelligent than you, and you are not doing your best potential. But they say, no, Parag, we are so comfortable here. What does that comfortable mean? To demonstrate that, I am showing you this hill. Somebody who is on top of this hill is going to think that I am on the top. Okay. And he's enjoying that. Anywhere else, I step away from what I am doing. Like, let's say that job, or let's say that typical routine of doing daily stuff, rather than trying to understand who am I. It's a position of comfort. You think you are okay. Why do I? If I am in trouble, I'll think of, when I get old, I'll think of going to spiritual questions. Problem is, when someone shows logically that it's a small hill, it's not your goal. There are much taller mountains there, and the highest mountain. Why are you not wanting to go there? Everyone is convinced that is higher. People will be happy if a helicopter lifts them and takes them there, but it is not available. In life, there are no such shortcuts available. Many times, to climb to a higher position, you first have to climb down and go up. This is something which people are reluctant to do. They are so attached to this easy life. Only some brave people would do that, go all the way, and then they become great people. There are many others who understand that is greatness, but they cannot become great people because they cannot do this. So you people who are wanting to learn this and are ready to do this are the ones who are ready to climb the higher mountain. Does this mean I am asking you to go for higher happiness and leave everything and all worldly happiness and should I leave my job? No. What I'm telling you is that your plate has 10 different things which you are eating already. I'm just telling you, I'm logically convincing this additional 11 thing that I'm adding to your plate is far better than them, is healthier, is more hygienic and tastier. You just need to try it. You need to give it a try for a few months. You have tried so many things for all your life. And if you actually find it happiness, you are going to automatically leave the things which are of give lesser priority to the other thing. You will not be leaving any of your happiness, and if at all you will not be looking at some happiness, is because you have found greater happiness. So now, be happy to get questions. This is last session, so I do not mind if people have a longer discussion here. You can raise hand or chat or um, message question and answer. I think this third group asks minimum questions. So, should I be happy that people have understood everything? This means only two things. Whatever I have said is perfectly convincing. People have understood. People are really brilliant. Okay. Or other possibilities, I have great ability to explain and I don't think both of these are true. Neither you nor I am extraordinary in the sense that you can convince everyone in a single. So about Kapalbhati, about Anulom Vilom, about anything else, do you have any questions? Why a question wasn't asked?
Um, Sir, I would like to ask you about the last concept that you explained about pursuing true happiness.
Hmm.
Mm, yeah, being an adult, it is still difficult for me to like completely pursue happiness in the sense that you explained to me. But
Hmm.
if I think about explaining this concept to say my 16-year-old,
Hmm. Hmm.
how will I explain this concept? Because somewhere I don't want her to misunderstand it as not having any goals in life, or not having academic goals, because ultimately even those won't result in true happiness. So then how do I explain this concept to say a 16-year-old?
To make it easier, this example I am anyway going to give to all other sessions, but I'll have to prepone it here. We are not saying that you um, need to give up your goals. You can have goals, you can have ambitions, you can do that, but understand that there is a higher happiness that you can get, and we don't want you to lose on that. Second thing is, after having correct perspective, there are things which, so when I chose the posh seat, right, given to better food, I'll choose better food. When I will have ambition of having better food, but not having better food is not going to make me unhappy. So I am saving myself from a lot of trouble in life if I, so this is like, I have a room, small room, it has open window. Sometimes people throw stones, sometimes people throw flowers. I look forward to getting those flowers. I'm happy when flowers come, and I'm always worried. I'm tense. I continuously look outside the windows because if stones are being thrown, I want to duck because that hurts me a lot. This is not a very happy life, right?
Mm,
Yeah, the roses are giving me, the flowers are giving me happiness. Then I find that there is a room in hidden room in my house.
mm,
If I go inside, neither flowers nor the stones will reach me. Now my situation is much better. Whenever flowers are there, I can roam around. Whenever stones are there, I know there is a room that I have, I can go back. You are enjoying the best of the both worlds. So I'm not telling you to throw something. So for a young person, while pursuing something, possibly he may not go to extremes, extreme cruelty. Like at times, people for power have not cared if thousand people are. So people would start a riot so that a political um, position goes from one side to another, right? And people don't mind if thousand
yeah,
people are dead.
yeah.
So your 16-year-old will not go to that level because you would know that no, this is not the only ultimate goal that I have. I want to achieve this. I'll be able to achieve that. And not at this extent, not at this cost. So as I said, letting them know that there is one additional angle, and in fact, your 16-year-old if is more likely to be logical thinker. He's going to question everything. These 16-year-olds are the ones who would ask questions like, if there is rebirth, how population is changing. Okay, they will
Correct.
find these kind of explanations, the kind of explanations we have. They will be finding it much better, particularly when like he's going out, let's say he or she is going out and having fun with friends. They may not even want to listen to you. Someday if
Mm.
something doesn't happen as per their wish, they come to you with a small face and you need to soothe them. That is the time you may want to tell them this, and that will make them feel better. I have experience of doing this and it helps people.
Okay, I'll try it, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, one more question. Yes, I see Windows as the name. So the sound is very low. Try connecting your mic or something better, or you can put the question on the chat or question and answer. Someone says no question because I agree with you. But someone
Can
is
you hear me?
already been in spirituality for quite some time, so I can understand that. Yeah, you have
Sir,
raised hand. You will have to. You have unmuted yourself also. I still can't hear you.
yeah, so can you hear? Okay, so my question was कि हमने जो कपालभाति का
हाँ जी.
सर कैन यू हियर मी?
या कपालभाति का.
हाँ जी, कपालभाति में जो हमने एक्सहेलेशन देखा,
हम्म.
वो इंडिविजुअली लेफ्ट और राइट नॉस्ट्रल से 54 टाइम्स का एक
राइट और लेफ्ट से. ये कभी भी गलती नहीं होनी चाहिए. राइट फर्स्ट. ये कैसे हम पेट्रोल गाड़ी में डीजल डालने जैसा हो जाएगा. तो फर्स्ट राइट देन लेफ्ट.
यस, राइट से एंड देन लेफ्ट से
या 50
हमें
वोट. या
जी। तो सर इसके अंदर हमने जैसे कई और भी देखे हैं, तो उसमें ना एक साथ ही बताया जाता है कि आप मतलब दोनों नॉस्ट्रल से एक्सहेलेशन इकट्ठे करें, ना कि
कर
उसको
सकते हो ना.
इंडिविजुअली।
ये इसके बाद हम करने वाले हैं दोनों नॉस्ट्रल से इकट्ठे.
ओके,
108 करने वाले हैं हम लोग.
ओके, ओके, वंडरफुल।
क्योंकि 108 नाड़ीज है ना दोनों मिला के, तो 108 हम लोग वो लिमिट करेंगे. आपको ज्यादा कपालभाति करनी है तो नॉन स्टॉप नहीं करोगे. आप सुबह एक बार करोगे, एक बार शाम को करोगे.
ओके, ओके, ऑलराइट, थैंक यू।
हाँ, यू कैन अनम्यूट संजय एंड यू कैन स्पीक.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
या आई कैन हियर यू.
Yes, sir. My question was like last week in the previous class, you told like Chandra Nadi and Surya Nadi that, and also example for of a tennis match. And I also seen like that. And my question was like, if you want to improve, or as you told, like Chandra Nadi is for poetic or artistic, that help in that way. Can we
Right.
improve like that by practicing like that one, or for physical for using Surya Nadi? Is that possible, or how that one?
So if you are doing some physical work, Surya Nadi is on, yes, it will become better. You can do that. You can use it in practical use. But it should not so happen that you become a slave, like people become slave to astrology. Everything they want to see that and then do it. You should not become that. Once you start Nadi Shodhan and other exercises, your Sushumna, which is the central, which goes around your spine, okay, you can't see it. It's not a physical thing. Sushumna Nadi will get active, and once that is done, you'll have both efficiencies simultaneously. So
Yeah.
that is there. Okay.
Thank you,
Anything
sir.
else? Yeah. You can ask any more questions.
Yeah.
So why nobody asked a question that we have to start with Omkar and end with Omkar? How did questions and answers come before the final Omkar? Right? Yeah. My case, I can understand. I have not slept, and then I have done 2 sessions, and I may be tired. But okay, yeah. That was a old chat. So after, as soon as we finish other things, so in next session, we are going to take more kriyas like Ujjayi, Shitali. We are also end of Omkar. We are also going to take you on a virtual tour, your first Dharana experience. So breathe out unless there are more questions. Exhale, eyes closed, fill in. Shant, pitch dark, lamp gets lighted, fills the temple. I'm going to give lesser and lesser description as you will be well versed by now where the lamp is, what happens. Vast universe, dark, and only one lighted body, the temple that is of Padmasan shaped body. Calm, golden, soothing light. Anyway, nothing is there, so you need to focus only there. From the depths of the universe, Aham, Manas Onkar, you are hearing. Look at the whole situation. Breathe out. Fill in. I believe you have done practice of trying to get Onkar from the depths of your chakras. I don't know if anybody noticed, nobody has asked at least. When I am doing Onkar, why is my third Onkar sound different? So, Om, and third is sometimes Om. Okay, simple reason is, first two Omkars, I am assuming that your ability to hold breath will be lesser than mine, who have some little more practice than you guys. So first two are I am doing it with you. I do not want that I am saying Om and you have lost your breath. Third is, after that there is a gap. So third I do for myself. So I do deep breathing, and then as long Omkar I can do. That's the reason there may be a difference. Okay, so any question, anything people would like to us to address? Have you understood the Vajrauri Mudra and Mulbandh?
And
No,
position in Anulom.
Position should be on your lap. You do it any other mudra, then you need to put some part of your concentration there. So people show you, as I said, people usually show Padmasana as with Gyan Mudra, but it has to be absolutely free. So I'm using a right hand, my left hand is on my lap. For that, for Kapalbhati, for Ujjayi, everything else that we are doing, we are keeping it in lap. When you actually want to sit peacefully, you want to do Gyan Mudra, then you can do Gyan Mudra. You can do various mudras. Then there is a Yoni Mudra, Gyan Mudra, Vayu Mudra. There are so many mudras for different conditions. So health and mudras is something we will cover in separate sessions. So some session, I am sure some people will ask for blood pressure, some people will ask for, I believe I covered blood pressure and customization of Kapalbhati. Was it covered? That you do slower Kapalbhati when you have high blood pressure. So no answer, I take it as yes. And so how do we end? We missed something. We started discussion. We need to end our session with Omkar. More message. Make sure your spine is straight. So after doing all our Kapalbhati and everything, we should end. You should remember this. This happened in the first session also, because in between, if internet goes, my focus also goes along with it. How your focus is connected to internet, I am not sure. Yeah, stretch yourself. This is Parvatasana. Absolutely straight. And now hands come to a relaxed position. Exhale completely. Fill in. Shant, light at the center of my chest, flooding the temple. Soon you will be, as soon as we close eyes and come to this third Omkar, this will become natural to you. A divine object which looks like me, lighted, pitch dark everywhere. And from the depths of universe I hear deep sound. Try to hear it. Look at the scene, pitch dark and the divine object in the Omkar. Breathe out. Fill in. Shant. Yeah. So any questions? Next time we would be possibly after last Omkar. I'll take you through a journey of some kind of journey in Dharana. It will be quite enjoyable. So tomorrow, next session, we'll be doing possibly our first Dharana. This in between, that thinking of you as a lighted, the area where your body is there, you're filling it with light. This also is a mini Dharana, but we'll actually go through a 5 minute of Dharana, which will give you a completely different experience. And we'll go on doing this. So these are just practices. Simultaneously, we'll go on this track of who am I. Once that is very clear, and this is also very clear, that will merge into a true meditation. It's not there is no shortcut to it. Okay, so there is a question. Yeah. Go on.
Hello, sir. Sir, I just want to know, like, when the students are studying or doing their homework, etc., if we encourage them to keep their free hand in Gyan Mudra, will it really help them in improving
If
focus and willpower?
correct, good question. But Gyan Mudra helps students, there is no doubt. But while studying, if he has to do this, and if it is taking away his concentration, then no. Otherwise, he can do it. Mudra can be done lying down also. Ideally, Padmasan, doing mudra, focused, being conscious that you are doing mudra is the best possible way. But if they can do it, it's okay. But if it is doing mudra and this and two things, and that may take away his concentration. So instead of that 2-3 minutes, they can just do this. No, I mean they can sit in Gyan Mudra.
As in, like, before starting their studies.
Yeah, before starting their study, before sleeping.
Right.
So there is a reinforcement is very important. So at least when I was learning yoga some 35-40 years back, that time we were told that we should do morning and evening, at least twice you should do, because you are in the initial stage, you are correcting your breathing, you are cleansing up. So cleaning as fast you can do, I mean you can do 2 times also. So as I said that if you want to do more Kapalbhati, you can do in morning, in the evening, but you cannot do non-stop 200-300 times. No, that is not the right.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else? If not, I'll take a break with something completely interesting and new, a new experience. Okay. Thank you guys.